And we are back. We are back live. NBA, been away for a couple of days. We haven't had it. Prepping for the finals. We were actually supposed to have it start on Thursday. But lucky for us, it started on Tuesday. Game 2 is going to be on Thursday. And then they're going to get some additional days for whenever they need to travel, like having Friday and Saturday off to play Sunday. But we're here. It's the NBA Finals. We're playing around with the view that you get to see. What do you like? You like the zoomed-in view? What do you like? What do you like here? You like the zoomed-in view? How close you want to get? How y'all doing? Welcome into the channel. Any questions you have on the spread, on individual players? We obviously actually have some news. We have some news. Giannis, right? Of all things, the NBA Finals, we still have news on injuries. Giannis is going to go from doubtful to potentially questionable now. So who the hell knows as this continues to go on? But welcome in, everybody. Let me do all this stuff. There we go. Look at that wide view that you guys got now. I got more stuff coming. I got a little bit of a bench over there with some shelves. We're going to make this nice, this bigger view look pretty cool. What's going on, King Ming? First into the chat. So yeah, let's talk about it. I'm on right now. The Suns at -6. Obviously, if Giannis plays, I actually don't know if I feel worse. Like if Giannis is limited out there, and he's going to be, if he's 50% Giannis, that might play more into the Suns' favor. Like when he's on the court, he's not going to be somebody who can spot up, shoot when they're injured, and set people up from an assist standpoint, right? He has to go to the basket, bulldozer into the basket, get physical down low. That's his game. That's his entire game. If he's not able to do that at 100% and he's 50%, well, I mean, if you're the Suns, just put Ayton out there, put him in front of him, and then you're okay, right? Like if he's not able to go full steam ahead, why is he on the court? So that's what we're going to find out tonight, just how injured Giannis Antetokounmpo actually is. Henry Fisher says, the closer the better on me. The closer the better. How you doing, bud? All right. I need to fix, I just recorded a podcast with the girlfriend. I need to fix that bench back there, so let's do it. Check out this outfit. Not bad. Full show you guys just got. Fellas, William, what's going on? Let's go Suns. Yeah, so I'm on the Suns -6 right now. Got a bunch of props taken. I added a couple more props with the Giannis news that he's potentially going to be in. Maybe it's a hedge, but I also just think we're taking good lines. So we'll see what happens. Let's get these Dollaruskis. What's up, Sal? What's going on, LC Muscles? I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe you've been in here creeping, but I haven't seen you. How you doing? Wasn't going to play the Millie tonight, but thanks to Sally talking me into it in this morning's video, says Eric. Yeah, I am going to play the Millie. This is my first, I mean, I played the Golf Millionaire Makers, but like the $100 one for whatever the recent golf event was, that might have been the PGA, so the previous two majors ago, Phil's win. But yeah, I haven't really played the Millie much at all. Like I don't even really play it during NFL season, but why not? We're just in the middle of the summer. NBA is closing down. We're going to have like this 2-week hiatus from sports. I know golf and MMA will be on, but no major events. So yeah, we're going to have this little hiatus at the end of July, and then August, the preseason NFL, so we're going to be feeling real good. Suns spread and over. Says Danny Martinez. I like the Sun spreads. Hey, buddy, miss your golf videos. The golf videos, says Lynchpin. Yeah, I just got to prioritize some other things in terms of time. NBA is one of them. That's ending, sure, but then the NFL ramps right back up. Like, I'll be able to do golf videos if I wanted to these next 3 to 4 weeks before the NFL preseason. But maybe I will if I'm enjoying it. But at the same time, it's like kind of what's the point? It's just sort of a tease for the people who enjoy those videos. They'll get them for like 2 to 3 weeks. I enjoy doing them, but then it's NFL season's full steam ahead. We're focusing just on NBA or NFL come August, right? What does Giannis being in change for you? It changes a lot. We can pull up the minutes projections right now. I gave Giannis 36 minutes if he's in, right? If he's in. Maybe this news came out that he's now in, but last I saw, as of 5 minutes ago, he was a game-time decision. Let's just double-check right now on Fantasy Labs. He's still expected to be a game-time decision. So this is what it changes. It changes a lot. It gives Giannis 36 minutes, which means 36 minutes have to come out of the rotation. It changes the point-per-minute production for Middleton and Drew Holiday. It makes Middleton pretty overpriced. It makes Drew Holiday about appropriately priced, right? It makes Brook Lopez massively overpriced. Brook Lopez, for me right now, is massively overpriced. It makes Bobby Portis unplayable. 17 minutes of play for Bobby Portis at that new price tag of $6,800. What it basically does is makes most of the Bucks outside of Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday look like hot garbage today. That's what it does. Now, the big question, and this is nice that we have this type of uncertainty during a Millionaire Maker. I say nice because it opens up potential for if you're taking risks and they pay off for them to really hit big, is how healthy is Giannis? Is Giannis going to be fully healthy? Does he play 40 minutes, and does he play his normal 1.6 fantasy point per minute production? Well, then putting him in the captain spot is probably going to be the most under-owned Giannis in a captain spot you'll ever have. Right? He's going to play all the minutes, go as hard as he can if he's fully healthy. I doubt this is the case, but if you take that risk. Now, if you think that Giannis isn't healthy and he's a decoy out there, and then you fully fade Giannis, I think that's also a situation where you can go to, right? Or you can try and project whose roles are still going to be good. Maybe Bobby Portis still sees 26, 28 minutes, and Giannis only plays 30, right? Brook Lopez sees big. So there's at least abilities here and ways to go about this. Who would be your number one fade today? Well, that's going to be dependent on ownership in terms of who's picking up ownership. So let's see. Right now, in terms of the highest owned total players, it's looking like we're seeing a lot of ownership go towards Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think he would be my fade. So in terms of all the ownership coming in right now, Giannis looks like he's going to be one of the two highest owned players today. He might be my fade. Now, he's my highest projected player right now, but nothing massive. I have him for 52 points and change on Patreon. Been around watching them when I can. I'm ready for these finals in the NFL season. Yeah, I'm pumped for the finals. They're here. We'll have a video Thursday. No stream. I'll be traveling. No video for Game 3 of the finals on Sunday, unfortunately. But Wednesday, we'll have a video and a stream. And we should have a video for potentially Game 5 if it goes that far, which we're hoping that it did. You did under or over. What do you think for tonight? I don't have a bet on the under or over. I took over-unders on some player props, though. Let's get these Dalaruski, says Josh. Let's do it. So you can see the minutes. And projections did change for Phoenix as well. Giannis being in is obviously a much bigger upgrade at defense, right? Bigger upgrade at defense than a Bobby Portis being out there, right? Or even a Pat Connaughton or Bryn Forbes, of course. Who's the guy to set my lineup different? Who's the guy that will make your lineup different tonight? Probably Pat Connaughton, because he's $4,800 and he's probably overpriced at this point. What do you guys think of this? You guys like this view? That wall is obviously not set up for being in the shot, but I have stuff coming for that. And then on this wall, I think I'm going to set up either a little stand or a couch. But do you like this view? I like working with some different views. But yes, I think that Pat Connaughton will be the low-owned player that has some upside. He's not massively expensive at $4,800. He does lose a lot of minutes upside if Giannis does indeed play. Pat Connaughton I have at 22 minutes now instead of 32 minutes. In 22 minutes, can Pat Connaughton pay off $4,800? Right? So like Pat Connaughton and Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes is another cheaper option who will take 4 to 5 shots today, play 12 to 14 minutes. His defense limits his upside in terms of minutes. Pat Connaughton's doesn't. So if you're looking for somebody who's going to make you a massively different play today, going to be somewhat low owned, it's probably Pat Connaughton. I think Connaughton comes in around 12% owned for a showdown slate at $4,800. That's not too bad. That's not too bad by any means. It's actually quite good. Is the freak playing? He's a game time decision. Can't wait for the NFL. I cannot wait for the NFL either. Thoughts on Cam captain spot? That genius MLK Graham in your Patreon mentioned it. Yeah, so somebody in the Patreon Discord mentioned playing, or the thought of playing Cam Johnson in the captain spot tonight. It's really tough for that to work out for you, because I have Cam Johnson projecting out as a great play for around 18 fantasy points. And if he scores that and he's in my utility spot, I love it because he's cheap. He's $2,800. But if he scores 18 fantasy points and he's in my captain spot, those 27 fantasy points aren't winning you anything. Even if he goes off and scores 24 fantasy points, those 36 fantasy points are likely not winning you anything, right? They're not, because if Giannis goes out there and scores 60, it's tough for him to not be in the captain with 90 points. That's a big difference. If Jrue Holiday has a decent game and scores 44, it's tough for him at 66 fantasy points to not beat out the 36 you're getting. That's a lot of points to leave on the table. So it's difficult. If you told me Cam Johnson was starting and I could project him for 30 minutes of play, and now his median projection starts to look like 24 and his ceiling starts to look like 35, 40, yes, that's more of an ability to do that. If you're playing one lineup in a milli maker, you can take the risk. You can hope that this is the game that Cam Johnson plays 28 to 30 minutes. He has been getting minutes, increasing minutes, and he's definitely a firm piece of this rotation. And it was a non-COVID illness. It seems to be fine. That's why he missed the last game, Game 6 against the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, WCF. But you're taking on a big risk. Like, he has to play the 30 minutes, average his fantasy point per minute, if not more, and put up 50 in the captain spot to probably be worth it. Connecticut screwing with small fantasy companies, can no longer play Prize Picks. Big sad. I saw something happen in Connecticut. What's going on with that? I saw it was all YouTubers show up late. Sal's the only man that would show up 2 minutes early. Drop a like for that alone. Yeah, thank you, Butt Thompson. Yes, hit the like and subscribe. We're probably getting some new viewers today. So get all your questions in. I'm going to answer all the questions while we're here. Probably getting some new viewers since it's the biggest day for the NBA in a while. It's $1 million maker, and it's the finals, right? Opinion on the over for Holiday. If anything, I like the under for Holiday now with Giannis potentially playing on everything, on points, on fantasy points. Fading Middleton, question mark. Middleton is, so we'll pull up my the big energy optimize there right now. So I only have 3 players that I'm currently letting to be in my captain spot. I think I might add Giannis, but Chris Middleton, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker are the three players that I crunched some lineups with earlier that I have in. And let's see some of the exposures that I got. So these are the exposures that I'm looking at if I only use those three captains. I'm trying to really condense my pool to try and get a little bit of an edge, if you will. Let's actually turn this light on. Why not? I mean, I bought the fucking light. We might as well turn this bad boy on. It does a bunch of different colors. I don't know which one I want. The colors are so dull. I think I dropped it on the floor and fucked it all up. I got to change the sign. It said take the over for like the past 2 to 3 weeks. You probably, if you took the over that long, I mean, hopefully it's worked out for you, but who knows? What's good, Sal? Got my nonprofit going with the winnings. You're the man. You got a nonprofit going with that? Nice work. What is a nonprofit? What's the, if you don't mind me asking? Let's get these dollar rooskies. Let's do it. Yo, what's going on, Mr. Thornton? How you doing, boss man? MVP on FanDuel. I don't play on FanDuel, but if you give me some options, I can let you know. I have obviously a sense for what the scoring is there, of course, and also what the projections will look like. Hey, Sal, my fella, good luck in the Millie Maker. Does Frank Kaminsky come back into the rotation for this series? Thanks, sir. If he does, 4 minutes, somewhere around there. I haven't projected for 0 minutes today, personally. So let's see what some of these low, like Pat Connaughton, 13% on. It looks like if I went with this lineup or this crunch, which I'm not, I'm going to try and set some rules up in the optimizer. If you want to use this optimizer, you can down below. It is my Big Energy Optimizer. You can get it available on Patreon. Others, MLB, a bunch of other sports. We have an MLB one now. We'll have an NFL one. We have MMA, PGA, so a bunch of other sports. All the sports, basically, outside of hockey, which who's playing that these days? Pat Connaughton, 13%. I expect this to be above the field. I would say 10 to 12% for Pat Connaughton. But we're getting some Dario Saric, who I think plays like 10 minutes. That's interesting. Any other values that are standing out immensely outside of obviously Cam Johnson, who I expect Cam Johnson to be massively owned, but not 65% owned. I'll definitely be above the field on Cam Johnson today. Your favorite plays today? My favorite plays today are going to probably be Cam Johnson and Devin Booker. So in terms of my ranks, it's Cam Johnson, Giannis, Devin Booker, Ayton. But Giannis, there's some uncertainty around him. And if everybody wants to own Giannis as if he's maybe not fully healthy, but Giannis is going to come in probably at 65 to 70% total ownership today. And if that's the case, I mean, that's pretty close to what he would be if we knew he was fully healthy. And we don't know that. So I think there is some edge in getting away from some Giannis today. It can clearly blow up in your face. He's my highest projected player by 6-7 points, right? But he's also expensive. Now, just doesn't mean you can't play him in the utility. I'm kind of talking about captain spots here. Devin Booker's the captain that I'm really liking. I think Ayton has some upside as well. With Giannis being in, that limits some things there. But I think Devin Booker's my favorite captain option. Giannis will be your obvious one. I think that Devin Booker will probably be a top 2 or 3 owned captain with Giannis and probably Chris Paul. I really doubt Giannis plays. Yeah, it's weird that he would be upgraded to questionable. This happened with Trae Young as well. He gets upgraded to questionable. He doesn't play. I would be surprised if Giannis plays as well. The fact that he's been upgraded now, that I would be less surprised. But obviously, like if you told me at the beginning of the day today Giannis was playing, I would say, yeah, I'm surprised. Going from doubtful to just playing. And also the fact that it's game 1 of the series. Yes, it's the NBA Finals, but if you win game 1, 6-point underdog, sure. But if you win game 1, now you have a cushion. Giannis doesn't have to, he can get an extra, especially with that extra day of travel, he can get basically another week off. You don't play him game 2 if the series is tied. Now you have 2 days to rest before you go back and play on Sunday. So Giannis could get basically another 5 to 7 days off. Connaughton and Cam Johnson or Crowder and Sarge? Give me Connaughton and Cam Johnson. I don't think Giannis plays. I'm sure he rests at least this game just to see how Drew and Middleton do without him. That's the notion that I would agree with, right? But we'll see now. Why are you saying he is in? He is a game time decision. I don't think he plays. I'm just projecting him in to talk about that. Earlier on in the pre-recorded video this morning, we projected Giannis out, and we gave you the entire analysis for a 20-minute video on that. Now that we have news that he's trending towards playing, doubtful to questionable to game time decision, we might as well cover it from that standpoint. On Patreon, I have both projections, if Giannis plays and if he doesn't play. We can talk about it either way, but we talked about it earlier in the video as if he's out. So we kind of know what to expect if he's out. We've seen it in the past couple of series. You're going to get big run out of Bobby Portis. You're going to get more minutes out of Pat Connaughton. You're going to see Middleton control a lot of the boards, get a lot of isolations. You're going to see Drew Holiday run more pick and roll with Brook Lopez, and we'll see if it works, right? We talked about that this morning. What's good, Sal? How you be looking into Prize Picks props? Yeah, Prize Picks, I ended up taking some more props with the Giannis news, potentially seeing that he may be out. So I ended up taking a lot of unders on rebounds for Lopez, unders on points for Middleton and Drew Holiday. That is real life points. So if he's out today, this isn't the worst bet. I wouldn't have placed this bet, but it's not the worst bet. It can still hit. These unders are still fine. They're projected as if Giannis is indeed out. If he's in today, that's why I took the unders. If he's in today, well, this obviously looks like fantastic options here. The Brook Lopez under 6.5 rebounds looks great. The Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton points look really strong. Middleton probably goes to like 22.5, and Drew Holiday probably goes to like 18.5. Do you like the over on Holiday if Giannis is out? If Giannis is out, no. No, it's probably everybody was all the markets today were expecting Giannis to be out. If you want to tail this one, we took this one earlier today. I like Drew Holiday under 9.5 assists. I think it's dropped in some markets. I like Devin Booker over 39 fantasy points. I have a lot of Booker today. I'm going to like Booker. I have Booker at 44 fantasy points. So this is the one that we took earlier in the video. But if you want to tail any of these, limited time only right now, probably ends after the playoffs. If you use the name Sal, S-A-L, 2 things you get. Any bet you put in, you'll get up to 100% of that match. So free bet, basically. You put $30 in when you deposit, they'll give you 30 back, all the way up to 100. So you get some free bets, some free dollar riskies. And the other one, when you sign up with the code SAL, if it's your first time deposit, you'll get an email from them. You click that email, Prize Picks. You'll answer 5 questions. If you get those 5 questions right, you win $1 million. They're not easy questions. If you answer one of them right, you win like 200. You answer like 2, you win. So no matter how many you get right, you can win some money. Now, they're not easy questions, but it's a free shot at $1 million. Not bad. No buy-in needed on that one either. What's good, Sal? Your video this morning cost me $50. DK and SuperDraft. What does that mean? It cost you $50, like you already entered some dollar riskies into today. Is the freak playing? He is a game-time decision. He's a game-time decision. Cash lineup optimal. I don't play any cash lineups on showdowns. So I don't play any cash lineups at all anymore, but definitely not showdowns. Is Giannis playing? He's a game-time decision as of 2 minutes ago. Sal, have you had enough of Texas and ready to return to New York? And it's great in delis. So the delis is definitely something that you miss. But no, I like Texas a lot. If anything, it's the opposite. I don't want to go back to the Northeast, which I think a lot of people have said. Having 12 months of being able to go outside and do outdoor activities and get some vitamin D from the sun and do activities not just in your house, which are like end up being the same activities like games and TV, right? It's been fun. And obviously I've only been here for the summer, but there's a lot to do. Hey, Sal, do you think Booker gets over 28.5 points? 28.5 points, I don't like. I like the over 39 fantasy points. 28.5 is about right, like give or take 1 point, but it's not too much. Sally, your price pick code gave me nothing. The 100% match was already offered for new members, and I heard nothing about the $1 million contest from them. Still like price picks, though. Yeah, the $100 match is if you use the code Sally, you get a $100 match. Up to $100. If you put in 50, you get 50 back. And the $1 million contest, if you use it for a first-time deposit, this is something that they started last week. So if you use my code like 2 weeks ago, but you'll get an email from Prize Picks. What's up, my man Sal? What up, chat fam? Let's get the money. What's going on, Evan? How you doing, boss man? Teague is trash. Yeah, Teague should not be playing. We sleeping on Teague? Not at all. Best/cheapest captain options for tonight. I think that the best captain option for me personally is probably going to be Devin Booker. The cheapest captain option that I would go to probably $9,200 Drew Holiday is probably my favorite cheap captain. Ayton at 84. Ayton 84. I'm not really going too cheap. Like, I'm not interested in getting guys who are going to score 20 in the captain spot. That never works. You can go cheap in captains for PGA. You can go cheap in captains for upsets in the MMA. You can go cheap in captains, of course, for NFL. Third string receivers can pop the fuck off. Tight ends who are cheap can pop the fuck off. Quarterbacks some weeks are cheap, right? So you can go there. NBA, it usually doesn't work out for you. PJ Tucker or Pat Connaughton? I'll take Pat Connaughton. Who do you like more fantasy points, Sal? Connaughton or Payne? You the GOAT, Sal. I appreciate that, Max. Connaughton or Payne today? I have Payne projected for more, but factoring in the price point here, let's see this one out. My answer is going to be between the two of them, factoring in the price point, I will take, they're basically the same price. I'll take Cam. The upside, so the projection on campaign's like a point higher. I'll take Pat Connaughton. The upside on Pat Connaughton is higher. There's more of an ability for Pat Connaughton to play 26 to 28 minutes than there is for Campaign. Campaign is just buried. He's just getting backup run behind Booker, who's going to play 40 plus, and Chris Paul is going to play 38 plus. There's not much minutes left there on the board. Sal, Holiday assist is down to 8.5. Still a good under? Nope, it's a no bet for me now. I help women that are homeless. It's a great cause, Gary. Nice job. Is this FanDuel or DraftKings? Whatever questions that you have, but I don't play FanDuel, so DraftKings, player props, the betting lines. This is just general betting, player props, DraftKings, all that type of stuff. SuperDraft, they're back up to a $20,000 contest today, which is cool. Say you only have 4 entries. You think 2-star captains and 2 scrubbed captains? What are you doing? If I only have 4 entries, I'm playing all 4 captains of the same guy, so probably Devin Booker. You got to be able to get some sort of leverage somewhere. I'm actually illegal. It's actually legal as of Thursday, so be careful. Oh wow, it's illegal to play. Wow. Holiday captain ? I don't have any right now. Is Payne too cheap? No. Politicians didn't get their cut. Interesting. I'm on Connecticut and can still play Prize Picks. Interesting. They ain't shutting it down over there. They said, "Fuck it, we'll take the fines." Hey, Sal, hope you had a nice weekend. Thank you, Max. I hope you did as well. I'm thinking Lopez takes Ayton from the rim. Yeah, so that's the biggest question of the series, Darren Singletary. I talked about that this morning. There's two, obviously, outside of Giannis, there's a couple things I want to see. How does Middleton do an ISO against the McCall Bridges and Jay Crowders of the world? And then what does Brook Lopez do in the series? He's not going to be able to just dunk on people down low in the paint like he did against Capella and Oniqua, right, Okungwa from Atlanta. He's not going to just be able to run the two-man and just get alley-oops all game from Jrue Holiday like Game 5 featured. But can he shoot the three ball is the question. Like when Brook Lopez is shooting 1 of 5 from 3, he's not going to draw DeAndre Ayton out of the paint. DeAndre Ayton has worked pretty well. Like DeAndre Ayton has gotten taken off the court to an extent, but even when the Clippers were dominating in the small ball in Game 5 of that series and won that game when they went small ball with, they had no Zubac, so Moore started at the 5. I mean, Ayton still played 37 minutes in that game. And that's like them playing very well. That's Marcus Morris going the fuck off, 20 points in the first half, right? He's their small ball 5. They're shooting well from 3. They're having a good game. And that's like the best case scenario. Ayton's still going to get minutes. Like he's been fine. He's been fine at the rim. He's been fine in switching. He's been fine overall. Even when the small ball lineups have come out there, Ayton has still been able to remain on the court. Good point, Sal. Good question, sir. Favorite play under 3K today. My favorite play under $3,000 today is Cam Johnson, and it's not even close. Is Booker your most owned captain as of right now? Yes. Bridges or Tucker? Thank you. I'll take Bridges. Oh, Bridges, Johnson, or Tucker? I'll take Johnson. I have Bridges for more points, but Johnson's the best value. Who's your favorite captain on SuperDraft today? Favorite captain on SuperDraft today is going to probably be Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a 1.2x multiplier. He is my basically highest projected guy right next to Giannis, but Giannis only has a 1x multiplier. Let me pull up the other minutes right now we'll pull up minutes again right over here for Phoenix. Well, let's pull up Milwaukee's. I'm thinking a little bit. All right, so let's see. I hope Ayton does not get into foul trouble. That would be that would be a very interesting thing. Texas is the shit. Yeah, I love Texas. It's been fantastic here. Sal, wait and go over 11.5 rebounds. Let me give you an opinion on that. Ayton over 11.5 rebounds. I would lean the over on Ayton over 11.5 rebounds if I had to. Yep. Favorite play under 5K not named Cam Johnson today. Favorite play under 5K not named Cam Johnson today. Probably Pat Connaughton. Let's see. I have a feeling CP3 is not going to make it through this finals. Uh-oh, you think that shoulder's going to act up? PJ Tucker or Pat Connaughton? Pat Connaughton. Alrighty. Good questions. Keep them coming. Will Holiday guard Paul? I expect Holiday to guard Booker. If I had to guess, obviously on switches and stuff, Chris Paul is going to use a lot of screens. So if Chris Paul is going to use a lot of screens, you're going to have some issues, right? You're going to have some issues in terms of trying to see one-on-one defenders. It's just going to be a lot of switches, which is where they're going to try and have an advantage in this game. But I would expect Holiday to be on Booker. Whoever's going to be on Paul, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if it's Chris Middleton, to be honest with you. But there's going to be a lot of switches, so I don't think you'll see somebody on there. Are you expecting Jrue Holiday to guard Booker? Yes. Who would you pick on this game? I took the Phoenix Suns -6 last night. Y'all sleeping on the under and Bridges hitting 1.5 threes. I mean, if you're just counting the last series, then yeah, you'll look good. But Bridges is a fantastic three-point shooter. He had one bad series, so I don't know if we're sleeping on it. You think Giannis is playing? I am projecting Giannis both in and out. I can talk about either. I have projected Giannis in and I have projected him out. So I have both projections here. So do I think he's playing? I don't know if he's playing or not. We'll find out before the game starts. That's the beautiful thing about it. He's a game-time decisions today. I would be surprised if he plays, but now that he's been upgraded from doubtful to questionable to a game-time decision, whatever the fuck that means, I will be less surprised. But yes, earlier today I would have said no way. Are you expecting... Oh, we answered that one. Bridges and Payne or Crowder and Pat Connaughton? I will take... I think Bridges has a little bit of a higher ceiling, but I'll take Crowder and Pat Connaughton. Favorite player props? Yeah, we showed a bunch earlier. I took a bunch earlier on Prize Picks. It depends on what happens with Giannis. I have player props if Giannis is in and player props if Giannis is out. Either way they can hit, but obviously hedging one way or the other. But I really like Jrue Holiday under 9.5 assists either way. I don't know if it'll still be at 9.5. Somebody said it's at 8.5 now on Prize Picks. Really like under 9.5. I like Devin Booker fantasy points, which you can get on Prize Picks. I like those over right now, 39 fantasy points. And then after that, I took some other props on the unders, like under Jrue Holiday points, Chris Middleton points. Brook Lopez under 6.5 rebounds. I like either way, but obviously if Giannis is in, that looks a lot better, right? And this is all linked down below if you want to tail any of these. Get some free deposit matches. Which of Drew Middleton become the best captain if Giannis is out? If I had to choose one, I would choose Middleton. I'm about a full sentence says silent. Can you give me a lineup, please? Yeah, I mean, you could like build your own lineups. We have a lineup optimizer if you want to use it. It's linked down below. Conor McGregor or Dustin Poirier? My heart says McGregor. My brain says Poirier. The thing about the Conor McGregor-Poirier fight is nobody's talking about the fact that Dustin, obviously, like Conor says, if you take me down, like you're a bitch or whatever he said. But nobody's talking about the fact that Dustin Poirier actually took him down in that second fight, right? And he held him for a decent amount of time. Conor got back up against the cage. That's good. But like if Dustin Poirier just tries to take Conor down, that's a totally different fight than what people are expecting. It's not the same exact stand up and punch each other in the face like the last fight or the first fight for all one round of it, right? So my heart says Conor because I want him to continue to be a big star that draws big prize fights, that continues to have really fun nights. Bridges or birthday boy Crowder? Crowder if I had to pick one. Holiday would have to score more than assists if Giannis is out. Yeah, and it's not even just that. It's the fact that Holiday's assist numbers at 9.5 means he has to have 10 or more assists for you to hit. That's a big number. And it's inflated by the fact that he was able to run pick and roll in that last series. They're not going to be able to run pick and roll as much against DeAndre Ayton, in my opinion, and really good switch defenders like McCall Bridges and Jay Crowder. So I think the 9.5 over under on Drew Holiday, I think that's a glaring under if you could still find it. Thank you for the $2 donation, Bobby Meets World. Campaign over 7 points. I like the over 6.5 points. 7's kind of like a no for me, yeah. If Giannis is in, will you project him for a full run? No, I'm projecting Giannis for 36 minutes if he plays. The Freak's brother any good? I gave him 1 minute to play. He plays about a half a minute in these games. No Holiday captain due to ownership at captain if Giannis is out. If Giannis is out, I like Chris Paul more, less rim protection. I still like Devin Booker just as much. I like Middleton more, of course. He hustles, but that's about it. His brother, yeah. I mean, he plays like 30 seconds a game. I don't know why. Who's your MVP pick? Devin Booker, I like a lot. Oh, MVP of the series, like actual MVP of this series, I will go with Devin Booker, yeah. What's your top 2 favorite books? Oh, that's a tough one. I have some graded books on my Instagram page. Any book that I read, I'll grade it. This is Ego is the Enemy I'm reading right now. So as of right now, and you can check it out. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I literally never plug my Instagram because it's not really business focused. It's more of my personal life. But I do put all the books that I read right here. And I've been recently, over the past year, rating them. So there's probably about 10 to 12 in there that are rated from this past 6 months or so. But When Breath Becomes Air and Tuesdays with Maury stand out as really good books. But when I'm talking about like books that I like, it's more so topics, because there was like different phases in my life. Like when I was in college, I started to read, and it was books about like, okay, like escaping the 9 to 5, like your Tim Ferriss type books, your Gary Vaynerchuk type books, like those ones that are escaping the 9 to 5, becoming an entrepreneur. Okay. And I start to learn more about that. I'm like, okay, I actually want to do this. So you're able to do this. This is like a legitimate thing. Then there's books when I'm trying to get out of debt and learn about personal investing and personal finances. So there's a bunch of books on those that are really good, right? So you can't really compare those. You're comparing apples and oranges. And now I'm in this kick the past year, 8 months, of reading a lot of Stoic books, spirituality, not from a religious stance, but more so just like understanding your mindset. So that's why Ryan Holiday is probably my favorite author right now. Tim Ferriss is really good too. But Ryan Holiday, Stillness is Key. I read that one, The Daily Stoic. Obstacle in the Way. Now I'm trying to read Ego is the Enemy. So, but Tuesdays with Maury stands out as a really, really good book. I feel like the Bucks are just trying to fuck with the Suns by putting Giannis news, making them game plan for both, but he won't play, and they know that. Yeah, I would expect Giannis, if I had to choose one way or the other, to not play. But since we've had some news changing and that he's moved to questionable at one point today, we should at least probably talk about if he does play, right? Crowder or Connaughton? Crowder. Giannis should sit, man. It's only game 1. Here's the thing. I agree. You should sit Giannis. If you lose, then you make a bigger decision on game 2. If you win, you don't have to make a decision until really game 3, right? And then you get the extra day of rest. He ain't got a jump shot. He can't bang like if he was hurt. I agree. I think he's a liability if he's out there and he's only 50%. Since I'm in favor of CP3 over Booker, I'm curious as to the difference in projections between the two. I have Booker for about 1.5 points more than Chris Paul right now. And he is, as of right now, he is $200 cheaper. So he looks good to me. Looks better to me. If Giannis is in, do you captain him? He'll be probably the highest owned captain. So I think I'll fade him. What do you think about Drew Holiday over under 8.5 assists? I don't like it. I like the under 9.5. And if you can't find it, 8.5 would be a no bet for me personally. Bucks vs Suns full game over, somebody says. Alrighty. Best of luck. Projecting more fantasy points, CP3 or Middleton today. I have Booker at captain, so CP3 or Middleton in the flex. CP3 versus Middleton will really depend on Giannis. If he's out, Middleton will be the answer there. Otherwise, I will take CP3. Who's your fade of the day? If Giannis plays, he would probably be my fade of the day. Booker will be a captain lock. I like Booker a lot. Yep. Last man in Sal, Middleton, or Booker? Booker. I think Paul finally makes the finals. Will ball out, leaning Paul over Booker in the captain. Yeah, I mean, they're close. They're like a 2-point difference. Paul and Booker are two of the three captains that I'm currently running. I am only currently running. These are my current captains. These three guys right here are the current guys that I have available to be captains for me today. Paul, Booker, Middleton. Chris Paul can have a massive game if he has the pick and roll going. The mid-range jumper will be there for him. Booker I think he has an advantage. I think Booker has an advantage over Drew Holiday, which rarely you can say against players against Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday had an advantage over Trae Young, in my opinion, on defense. And then Chris Middleton, just because I think he's going to be the one who has the most opportunities, the most usage, and the most ISO shots. Drew Holiday really benefits and has upside when he can get assists, and I'm not buying into his assists, so I don't want to buy into this price point of $9,200. You look like you can bowl with that shirt on. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, please sit Giannis, somebody says. Who do you think will win the finals MVP? I'll take Devin Booker. You got a new camera, somebody said. Yeah, I got a new camera about 2 months ago. Are you just tuning in for the first time in a while? Beloved? Got a new camera a couple months ago. Get some wide shots up in this bitch. Nice crystal clear. Some depth of field as well behind us, as you can see. We're getting some depth of field going on back there. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. So what I'm going to do in this room is I got shelves coming to put there and a bench, and I'm going to hang stuff. So that wall will be kind of covered. And then on this side, I kind of want to put like a couch. And then maybe a TV where that whiteboard is. The TV can shine when we're doing these types of views, but then when I just want to chill out, relax, max out, cool, I have a couch to read on, and maybe one day I'll get a gaming system. I used to have one and play like fucking 40 days a year, literally, of Call of Duty. But I'm considering doing something like that, making it a little bit more like homey and not just work but play. Like every time I come in here, it's just to work. But if there's a couch and maybe like an entertainment thing, so I can come in here and just relax and brainstorm and read even, I like that idea. Sal, did you max out the Millie Maker? No, I've not maxed out the Millie Maker. I don't want to be maxing out the Millie Maker. I'm going to be honest with you. Is that a 0% chance that I will max out the Millie Maker? My stance on the Millie Maker is don't ever play it. But it's the middle of summer and I'm bored, so I'm going to play it. So don't follow my advice. Do as I say, not as I do in this situation. But I don't like the Millie Maker ever. But I've been following these teams every fucking day, watching tape, projecting them, probably more than definitely 99.9% of people. So if there was ever to have an edge in an NBA showdown slate for $1 million up top, it would be this one for me personally. And hopefully if you're a Patreon as well. Like I have never watched basketball closer than the past 1 to 2 months of breaking down all these 1 game and 2 game slates over the past month. Is the audio low for anyone else? It should not be low for anybody else, but if it is low for you, let me know right now. I have my control system right here. Everything is showing normal volumes. It's showing adequate volumes, if you will. But I could raise it and it can get really wild like that. But we can keep it in the adequate value range. Let me know if it's good. So you need a fresh Prince picture back there. I need to get some pics. Yeah, I need to get more pics to cover the walls. I wasn't expecting to use those different angles to get the other sides, but I like having different angles. Thoughts on making Cam Johnson captain defending the studs? I don't think it has a lot of upside personally. Do you have any action on the Rodgers, Bryson versus Brady Phil match? I put my entire retirement on Aaron Rodgers. If Giannis is out, do you still love Booker at captain or do you take Middleton? I still like Booker. I haven't been on since the Knicks got eliminated, somebody says. Oh, yeah, no, we had the same camera then. What's your opinion on Logic the Rapper? Haven't listened to much music in general over the past year. A lot of podcasts. Same albums that I usually listen to. So not much new music. But I like Logic from a general sense. Yeah, I like him. What about Craig? Top flight security of the world. Craig, I have had, I think, 4 minutes of play today. Let's see. I gave Craig 5 minutes of play, so I'm not really interested. What's up, Sal? Hope you have a great week. Hit that like button for this guy. Nate D, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you. What do we got? Payne or Connaughton? I'll take Connaughton. Why not Ayton at captain? I think Ayton's a fine option. I just want to limit my captain player pool. I think Ayton's probably the cheapest I would go at captain. $8,400 Ayton's probably the cheapest I would go. There is an argument to say that Jay Crowder and McCall Bridges can get there, but I just don't want to get a lot of guys. I'm trying to compress my captain pool. If Ayton pops off, I think he's a good play. I'll have a lot in the utility spot. That's fine. But I really like to restrict my captain pool. So playing 2 to 4 captains at most 4 is what I want to do. And that's 4 if I'm doing 150 max. If I'm doing 20 max, it's 1 to 2 captains. Because there's no benefit in you playing 6 different captains in your 20 lineups. And you got your captain right in 2 lineups. Okay, so now you have 2 viable lineups to potentially win this. I'm not trying to min cash. I'm trying to win. So if I have 150 lineups and 75 have Booker or 100 have Booker and 50 have Chris Paul, whatever it might be, and it hits that one of them is the captain, now I have a lot of options here, right? Now I have a lot of options, whereas having 6 different captains, like you're automatically losing so many more lineups. If your goal is to win first place or win top 5 or win top 10, if you are spreading apart your captains so much, you are literally automatically losing in so many of those lineups. So you're reducing your chances to hit. Power plays win more money. Yes, it's basically a parlay. The real question is, which book has been the most impactful that you think about now that you have read them all? That's the same thing. It's like depends on the topic. Like Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Workweek was very impactful on me because it gave one practical advice, but also was just kind of like, okay, yeah, you don't need to just go to an office from 9 to 5, like at all. Like there's a lot of avenues, especially right now, to make money in anything you want to do. You just have to put the time and effort in. And that's really all it takes is time and effort and prioritizing it. But then finance books. There's been big finance books. I Will Teach You to Be Rich, The Intelligent Investor, Dave Ramsey podcast. Like those have been really impactful in my life. Spirituality type books. I'm still reading some, but Tuesdays with Maury so far, right? So there's a lot that have been really impactful. He's on the floor testing it out now, somebody said. All right, cool. Do you rock with flex plays or power plays on Prize Picks? I rock with flex plays the far majority of the time. Power plays if I'm doing like 2 guys maybe, but I really rock with flex plays. It's a great opportunity to be able to put 5 props together and have the payout if all 5 hit. That is really, really good. But also if 3 hit, you get money back. If 4 hit, you're profiting. Like that's rare, right? Fade of the day is Giannis if he plays. Woj bomb. What's the Woj bomb? You just saying that? Or did a Woj bomb actually come out? No update still on Giannis as we're now at 6 o'clock. Who you fading, Sal? If Booker is the captain, Middleton, Holiday, Ayton, or CP3? Out of those 4 guys, who would I fade? I would probably have less of Holiday when we're factoring in price. What up, Sal? You've got all the seasons in just a couple of months. Good luck tonight. Got all the seasons in just a couple of months. Good luck tonight. Good luck tonight as well. Link to the prop bets. The prop bets are on Patreon or is on the prop bets are on Prize Picks. You can take the link down below and go follow them if you'd like to. Is Giannis playing? He's a game time decision. He was upgraded from doubtful to questionable. Best captain for the series entry. Yeah, I'm not doing the series entry, but my answer will be Booker. Fatigue on an injured knee is dangerous. Good luck to him if he takes that risk. I agree. It's a hyperextended knee, so it's not ligament damage, which is good, but I agree. It's if it gets re-injured, if it falls the wrong way, it's just going to make him more sore, and he's going to be done. Yo, Sal, what company did you use for your hoodies? About to cop one, my man, and been following your content for a while now. Missed the MLB content, says Patrick. Hey, I appreciate that. I use Teespring. They're just connected to, the Teespring is just connected to YouTube, so I just used it. I'm not like a massive YouTuber in terms of maybe like for the space I am in relative, but in terms of every YouTuber out there, a lot of YouTubers make their money just straight off of merch. So then they'll start to create their own websites and do their own merch so they can reduce the cost. Like Teespring takes half, but I really just do it so people can have the hoodies and it helps with the brand. And in general, people can wear it and it's cool. Like I make no money off of merch at all. Like maybe like a year I'll make like a couple $100 off of merch. If that, I'm not trying to make money off of merch. And I would increase my expenses if it meant better merch quality, which I'm always looking for. But it's just easy. I don't have to do anything outside of put up the original designs. I watch your shows for football. Don't bet basketball, but saw you were live and just wanted to stop by and say what's up. Hope all is well. Zoxy, I appreciate you. Welcome in. Hey, we're less than a month away from football. August 5th, the Hall of Fame game. We'll be here. Preseason, all preseason long. I already have football content out, so make sure you watch that as well. But we'll be here every single preseason game. There's going to be 4 to 5 games a week or days of games. I'll have a video out in the morning for that, covering it, and then we'll go live later on to answer your questions. So I'm excited for that. Paul or Holiday? I'll take Paul. Unless Giannis is out, then Holiday. Put a lot of money on Prize Picks tonight going the way that Giannis plays. Here we go. Alrighty. Hey, Sal, what's good? Favorite captain for SuperDraft tonight? Chris Paul, favorite captain on SuperDraft. Yeah, if you're not on SuperDraft yet, check it out. There's a link down below over to it. They have a $20,000 contest. Might be their last big one until NFL. All right, what do we got here? That's actually the greatest advice I've heard. Minimizing captains. Thank you, says Mr. Bean. Yeah, you have to. You have to. In the NFL, if I play 150 maxes on showdowns for the NFL, I'll have 2 to 4 captains. If you're spreading out your captains, you're automatically losing in different lineups. You can try and predict some game flows and hope that those 20 lineups have that right captain perfectly, but I'd rather just, you take some risk, obviously. If it's not Booker or Paul, I lose in probably all my lineups. I can still min cash, but I probably have no chance to win. But especially in the NBA, where it's very likely it's going to be one of the higher projected guys is going to be the captain. And if Giannis doesn't play today, there's basically 4 to 5 viable captains, right? Paul, Ayton, and Booker, and then Middleton. But Brook Lopez can go off for Bobby Portis again. I get that. We liked Bobby Portis last series when he was cheaper. But for the most part, the NBA is highly projectable, so the top 4 to 5 projected guys are normally going to be the captain. So I'll just filter my exposures down today, at least right now, to 3 of them. CP3 or Booker. Booker slightly. Thanks for all you do, Sal. Thank you for being here. It's Crowder's birthday. Uh-oh. Nostalgia Lane. Remember when we used to play esports? Very happy that we are no longer doing that. Esports is fun. I like it, but very happy. Sal, leave that screen up for a sec. This screen? This is the screen that you want to see? Somebody says the volume is low. Is it? What kind of camera is it? I want one. It is a Sony a7 III. I have a Tamron lens. The whole rig was like, for the lens and camera, I think it was like $3,000. Yes, audio is always low. I can't hear when I shower. You can't hear when you shower. I don't know what that means. Audio is always low. Does anybody else think that the audio is always low? Maybe it's just your headphones, my guy. If they put Tucker on Crowder, they would have Tucker on Joe Harris in that series. Haha, Tucker should have been on Booker, no brainer. I don't think that Tucker should be on Booker. I don't think that that's true. Booker has a massive advantage against Tucker. You sound fine. Somebody says it's low. Audio is great. Audio is a little slow. Is a little low. Everybody's all over the place. I guess it just depends. I guess we're really just judging right now on people's hearing. I just raised it a little bit. That should raise it at least on your end. If you don't MME, you should diversify the captains because you are not worried about losing money because you didn't MME. Yeah, I think that's fine too. Audio is great. Get a better computer, somebody says. Audio is low. Volume is good. All right. Cool. All right, we're all good on audio. Thank you. Why is Big T44 always in the winning lineups every damn night? Couldn't tell you. Probably plays a lot of exposure. I assume that he maxes everything out. I assume that he has limited captains, and he probably hits once every so often. It's perfect, and I don't know why he's watching you while he showers, somebody says. Hey, I listen to podcasts in the shower. Not live shows, I don't think ever. Sal Dawson, DraftKings NFL preseason slates. I love them. They are the best slates that you can possibly play out of any sport. In terms of an edge, you're not projecting. If you're looking for projections in the NFL preseason, yeah, you're getting screwed over if somebody's trying to sell you projections. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows if somebody's playing 1 drive, 2 drives. Nobody knows who's playing in the fourth quarter on defense and offense. You might know the players' names. You might know something about their background. But those players have never played all together before. And they probably never will all play together again. You can't project those things. What you can do is look at reports, beat writers that have an inside scoop on who's playing more, follow those trends. And I'll be following them very closely. I am right now. I have people researching for me notes on all these reports, and I'll also be doing some myself. So I'll be covering every single preseason slate, every single one. There's going to be preseason games 4 to 5 days a week in August, and that sounds hella fun. And then you know what happens? The NFL season starts. Is it just waiting for the Giannis news? That's the only news that we have today, yes. Your book selection is on point. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Life is literally God, somebody says. I am personally not religious, but I appreciate that. So I can't tell you if that's beautifully said or not, but I appreciate that. I think Crowder and Bridges could get back on track tonight. Hopefully it works out for me. I think so as well. Booker will put Tucker in the ankle blender. I agree. Booker will cook Tucker. I agree. It's low if you need it super loud, somebody says. Got you. Volume is fine. Resolution kind of blurry. What you mean, though? Resolution kind of blurry. You got this thing all the way up? Because this camera is the opposite of blurry. Hopefully it's on your end. Leaving money on the table, best way to get past dupes? If so, how much? I mean, maybe. Like, there's only like 12 guys that are even viable to play, in my opinion. Maybe 13 or 14 tonight. So there's really not much you can do. I mean, if you leave 100 on the table, you'll get pretty different. Sal always has the best advice for NFL. Can't wait till the season. Appreciate that. Since there aren't NFL preseason projections, what will your Patreon have for it? It'll probably have news updates, like all the news for the teams, and then it'll have tiers. So I'll have tiers each game. So I'll have quarterbacks, tier 1 for today, tier 2, tier 3. That's the best way to approach it. That's going to kind of take into account every single thing that I'm reading and all the reports that I have flooding into me. And then also all the notes from all the camps. Discussing and breaking down the previous week and things like that and usage, but you can't have projections. You can't project the preseason. If anybody tries to project the preseason, they're full of shit. Somebody says you're listening to this out in the shower. I started watching you last season for football DraftKings, and I can't wait for this season, says Taste of Skittles. I appreciate that. Sal, do you still have a top 5 for these slates? Yeah, I do, over on Patreon. You can check out all the projections over there. Campaign is good. Is going to cook Bryn Forbes. He probably will, but Bryn Forbes is only going to play like 10 minutes, so it won't matter too much. So you always have the right words to say. Keep rocking. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sal, why you act like you don't know anybody in the industry? Big T wins like every showdown slate. If you go over to my Twitter, I follow 40 people in the industry. I just don't need it. If I meet you in real life or we have like a Zoom call and we're like talking often or somewhat often, I'll follow you. I follow 40. What do I follow on Twitter? I follow 44 people on Twitter. Half of those people are people from like college and high school, like people I actually know, my brother, right, family, my cousin, right. So in this industry itself, I probably follow 15 to 20 people. And I think I have like 5 to 10 of them muted because I just don't want to see their shit. But they're like business connections or something, right? So, yeah, I really don't know who Big T44 Big T is. I'm sure he's a fantastic DFS player. I'm in tune with the industry. I know what's happening in the industry. I don't need to follow a bunch of random people on Twitter to know that, though. Like, I think all that comes out of that is people's opinions that I don't really care about. I find the sources that I need. And then also, like, people just, like, showing that they're winning, like, whoever might be posting screenshots. Like, there's not much, and probably drama. Like, I don't just follow it. I only follow, like, 20 people that I don't actually know in real life. 10, 15, something like that. Because I just hate, I don't have any of those apps on my phone. Nothing. I just hate spending time just doing that. It's not good for my mentals personally. I think it's their device. You were fine all around. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, I'm watching on 144p, and I could barely tell who you are. 144p. What's up, Sal? Congrats on all of your successes, Beat Boys. Hey, I appreciate that. A lot more to go. We're just chilling right now. We're just having fun. Who's ready to split the pot of 1,000 ways? Twitter sucks, and so does Facebook. Everyone do yourself a favor and delete them. Yeah, it's a personal thing. If you can take it, it's fine. I unfortunately have to have Twitter for news and things like that, but I try and limit to just that. In the past, it has not been good for my mental health, and also it's just a time waster. Like, at the end of the day, like when you see that you spend 10 hours a day on your phone, it's just like, what am I doing here, right? I don't personally anymore, but it's like, what am I doing here? I'm just looking at this thing every single day when there's literally a life and places to travel and people to meet, right? Sal, you the man. No, you the man. Tucker under on rebounds, but over on points. Go all in. Trust me, says Mr. Thorin. All right, I don't know about that. Leaving salary on the table will still get you dupes. Yeah, I agree, NRP. I agree. Rezo is dope. Audio, right, thanks, and sorry I brought it up. No worries at all, Duncan. You good. What app do you use to get injuries notifications? Right now, so I had Twitter app on my phone when it was like the NBA regular season. But right now I just check the Twitter desktop app sometimes, but it doesn't really matter too much right now. But I don't have any, like I have the ESPN app and no notifications on for that. New here, how's it going? Money Shot, how's it going, boss man? Holiday, Middleton, and Johnson, or Paul, Crowder, and Portis? Holiday, Middleton, or Paul, Crowder, and Portis? I'll take Paul, Crowder, and Portis if there's no Giannis, otherwise the other way. That mute tweets button really is the best thing Twitter and I agree. I literally follow 44 people, and I think I have 10 of them muted. You might be like, why are you doing that? They're like business connections. If you unfollow them, it might. I wouldn't take it personally if somebody unfollowed me. I just don't want to see my stuff. That makes sense. But I realize that I don't have the same viewpoints as most people, and some people might be like, "Yeah, this guy unfollowed me. That's bullshit," and you don't have as much of a favorable business relationship. Fellas. Godspeed, Sal. Hey, what's going on, Level? Best value play today is Cam Johnson, Charles. Who's your top captain, homie? It's going to be Devin Booker for me personally. Top 3 guys projected in your model. Well, if we're projecting Giannis in, it's Giannis, Booker, and Paul. If we're projecting Giannis out, it is Booker, Middleton, and Holiday. Giannis upgraded to a game time decision. If they play him, Coach Bud would be the biggest idiot. A lot of people think that already about him. KuCoin, Token Fly, and ETH Gang. All right. PJ Tucker at captain. Uh-oh. Darius Arch, captain all day, says the Chris Moss Show. I don't know what the Chris Moss show is about, but hopefully it's not about that. Go Pack Go. Hey, John Bossman, how you doing, man? Hopefully you've been well. Go Pack Go for sure. Thoughts on Bridges at the captain spot? I don't absolutely hate it. He's only $6,000, and he does have 40 to 50 point upside if he can get going. He has the ability to have 4, 5, right, 6 blocks and steals. He has the ability to hit 6 threes. He hasn't done it in a while. But I think the lowest I'm going at captain tonight. For me right now, personally, I only have 3 captains, but the lowest I would go is probably Ayton. What's going on, Goat? How you liking Texas? I like it a lot. So it's a ton of fun. It's in the middle of summer. My girlfriend's family's out here. Know a couple people out here, so it's been nothing but fun. A lot of outdoor activities to do, which I like year round. All right, gang, get your final questions, and we'll be live for about 50 minutes, and we're about to bounce. So get them questions in. Who do you think wins Finals MVP? I'll take Devin Booker. Get them final questions. If Giannis is out, Portis a good play? Yes. Fine play, yes. 90% question mark. New here, what's going on? Daryl Green, how you doing, boss man? Welcome in. If you're brand new, hit the subscribe button, the like button. If you like the NBA, the NFL, MMA, if you just like betting in general, and you like sports, well, whew, this is the place for you. This is the place for you, my fella. Pick your 2 to 3 captains and rotate. I agree, yes. Portis and Bridges are Ayton and Connaughton if Giannis is out. I'll take Ayton and Connaughton. Still waiting for that Sal ASMR drop. Yeah, I'm going to tease that in a couple of videos. Any logic in picking $1,000 player and taking a zero, but to get to no. Maybe in the NFL you can get away with that. Maybe in the NFL, but not in the NBA where guys usually project out properly. Cam Johnson is a must. No cap. I agree. Serious prediction. I got the Bucks 4-2. I currently have both the Suns in 5 and the Suns in 6. How many minutes do you think Craig will play? I gave him 5 minutes so far today. No Buck bench player a go. No Buck bench player a go. I have Pat Connaughton coming off the bench as a go. He's in a player pool for me. But I don't have Bryn Forbes in the player pool, and then I only have them basically playing 7 guys. Like I have Teague and Antetokounmpo's brother for a couple. Rodgers and Tyson or Federer and Pele. Rodgers and Tyson. How many minutes do you think Craig will get? I gave him 5. If Giannis plays, lock him in captain spot. I'd probably rather fade him. The over on PJ Tucker to wear Yeezys. I'll take the under. Leaving salary on the table, question mark? I think you can, yes. I mean, we could look at some of these lineups. If you want to check out some of the lineups that the Big Energy Optimizer built, this one leaves $100 on the table. This one leaves $200. This is not me putting any restrictions on it, just doing that. $500 on the table on this one. So this is an interesting one right here. It's playing Sarge and Cam Johnson. Don't love that, but also don't hate the rest of the lineup here, right? It's basically just saying to Sarge in his 10 minutes of play, get you 14 points. How long before tip-off do the lineups usually come out? Thanks, Sal. Let's get the Millie. How long before and the NBA is the Wild West. They put in a rule like a year ago that you're supposed to get it a half hour before, but most teams don't follow that rule outside of like the Orlando Magic. I'll listen to Sal whenever I like. Yeah, we love to hear it. Top 3 mid-tier options. I mean, there's only 12 guys who are really. There's only like 14 guys I even have projected. So mid-tier options: Jay Crowder at 5,600, Bridges at 6,000, and that's really it. Like Pat Connaughton, I don't think he's really the mid-tier. Italy are going to win Euros. I saw that. Yep. Any 1 to 2K plays you like? Just $2,000 Cam Johnson. Nobody else. Nope. Anyone like the over tonight? No bet on that for me personally. No one is going to win $1 million, 100 people win the same lineup will be first. Yeah, I agree. There'll be a lot of spit. Wouldn't advocate taking a 0, but it did happen for the Bucks series 2 ago. Lucky. Wow, really? I didn't know that. I'm feeling Jeff Teague is going to get some burn today. Yeah, I think he'll get burnt. Like burnt toast. Get the Makels burned. Alrighty, everybody. I'm going to bounce. Could you still run a 4-2, 40? Darrell? What does that mean? Alrighty, gang. I'm going to bounce. People be talking Spanish in here. I don't know what the fuck's going on now. Peace out, gang. Best of luck. Be sure if you want to tail any of the props on Prize Picks, you can do so linked down below. You get a chance to win $1 million if you answer 5 questions right. If you use that code SAL. And also, any money you put in, they'll give you a free bet up to that amount. So if you put $30 in to try it out, you'll get also another $30, and now you have 60 to play with. That is Prize Picks linked down below. Peace out, everybody. Best of luck tonight. The game starts in, an hour and 40 minutes. I have projections on Patrons for both if Giannis is in and Giannis is out. So there you go. See you on the next one. I bet Big T has the winning lineup in every platform. Just saying. Give me a winning lineup for real, yo. I wish if I can give it to you, I'd give it to everybody, and we could all split the dollars. I'm not selfish. I don't need the full money. Alright, peace out, gang. See you on the next one. Peace.